Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Tea. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, and joining me is my wonderful co-host, the amazing Courtney Revolution. How are you doing, Courtney?
Good morning, everybody. I am Courtney Revolution. I'm doing good, Alex. How you doing today, Gert?
I'm doing well. It's Thursday. We know how that works. It's Friday Junior. We can see into the weekend a little bit, so it always makes you feel good. Makes you feel like it's almost time to just chill and relax. But we still got some work to do. There's a lot of tea today we have to talk about. It's going to be a good, exciting day on the show, right?
Y'all see that? Y'all know it's thick when I do this. If I make sure y'all can see it, y'all know it's going to be thick today. So I'm ready, Alex. Well, I'm not ready just yet because we still got to burn some time. But I'm set. And soon we're going to go.
I love it. I love it. Kiki Tribe, if you're just joining us, let us know in the chat where you're watching from this morning. We love to hear it. And Courtney, while they're doing that, how was your Wednesday evening? Did you do anything? Watch anything? Tell me.
Alex, it was a great evening. And the reason why is because I took a break from every single thing I was watching and I decided to jump in, drum roll please, to Batman Beyond. You know Batman Beyond, Alex?
I do know Batman Beyond. What? Tell me.
Girl. Y'all, Batman Beyond was from years and years and years and years ago. I don't even remember what age I was, but I was very young. I missed out on a lot of the Batman cartoons, but this one sort of takes place in the future, girl. Bruce Wayne is not exactly the star. He's more of the ally, and we have our good sis Terry McGinnis to take hold of the black and red Batman costume, girl. And I think it's a really good series for people that are not exactly drooling over maybe superhero content or cartoons. That one is a good one. It's a little bit more grown up, and I think that's what I appreciate about it.
I love that. I have to check it out. You know what I watched last night? Well, actually, I'm like deep in it. I think I told you before. It's called Your Honor. It's with Bryan Cranston. Courtney, I think it's on Showtime, but you can, if you have regular cable, you can get it on demand or through Amazon. Let me just tell you, it's so good. It's like Bryan Cranston plays a judge, and he's defending his son, and there's like a mafia involved, there's a gang involved, there's many different people involved in the situation, and there's so many levels. You have to check it out, Courtney. You're gonna love it. I'm on the edge of my seat as I watch.
Cranston? That's
yes.
Breaking Bad. Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Malcolm in the Middle, Breaking Bad. Yes, him.
Okay,
he plays
that's a hit.
Judge. It's so good. Anyone, T-Tribe, if you haven't checked it out, or if you have, let us know in the chat, because there are 5 episodes. They come out every Sunday, I'm pretty sure. So I'm up to date, and I'm ready for episode 6, or they call it part 6. So it's so good. You got to check it out.
Alex, real quick, did you watch A Teacher on the Hulu?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
did you finish it all the way?
I finished it, and I didn't even know it was the season finale. That's how sad it made me, because that's another hit. What a show!
That was
right?
another hit. I wanted without spoiling, obviously, y'all. Go ahead and watch A Teacher on Hulu. I wanted better for the ending. Like you said, I didn't realize it was about to be finished.
Me too. Like, I left it, and it wasn't even, no shade to the teacher, but I didn't even realize that was the end. Like, I was just kind of waiting for next week's episode, and then I realized there is no episode coming.
They said, pack it up, girl.
But you know what? Maybe there's a season 2 coming that we don't know about.
Maybe. I'm here for that. I want to say shout out and good morning, if it is a morning for you, Travis. Travis is saying, hello, Alex, Court, and T-Tribe. Courtney, I'm loving the T-shirt. Also, the Evermore Deluxe tracks further solidify Tay's songwriting royalty. Alex, you heard the bonus tracks? Did we talk about that here? I can't remember if we did or not.
We did not. No, I haven't heard the bonus tracks yet, but I hear they're good. Have you?
Oh, girl, I heard the bonus tracks. All I will say is this. Carly Close! Girl, Carly. And also, Scooter and Scott! Scooter and Scott! I'll leave y'all with that.
Okay.
Go on ahead and listen.
I love it. Ooh, ooh, it's good.
Taylor was writing, girl. She was spitting.
She always brings it for us. You know, she never disappoints. So I'm going to listen. I have to watch Batman, and I have to listen to the bonus tracks right after the show.
Girl, get into it. Get into it. Good vibes.
Let's see who's in the chat right now watching the show. We have Danny from Tampa, Florida. Lorraine is coming from New Hampshire. Alina is coming from Colorado Springs. Good morning to Christina. Kat is saying hello, good morning. Ooh. Let's see who else we have. Amanda. Good morning, Amanda. Nice to see you again. Good morning to Tiffany. She's watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Andrea is from Ontario, Canada. Wow. I love all these these exotic places. Oh, and we got our girl, Miss Mika. Courtney, let's do a little 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the tea ya. And we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy thick Thursday to you, Mika. Shout out to everybody in Nebraska today.
Shout out. Good morning, everyone. All right, let's talk about this hot tea we have on the show today because it's some good stuff. Starting off with Erica Jane's latest regarding her legal troubles and another Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member that you may or may not remember is weighing in on it. Selena Gomez is also teasing out the return of Selena and Chef. So, of course, make sure you get those crowns in the chat when we get to that story. Then Cardi B gets fans too excited with a recent Instagram post. This is pretty funny. We'll tell you about that. Then Ariana Grande's friends are worried about her new engagement and whether or not it's a little too soon. So we'll speculate all about that. Then new music from Drake and Meek Mill. Lauryn Hill, a name we haven't heard in a while, is opening up about her hit album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and kind of where her career went after that. And then Miley Cyrus is collaborating with, I can't even tell you. I'll tell you, stick around for that later. It's really interesting and cool. And then behind the Kar Jenner gates, we're still talking about Kim and Kanye's divorce and what we can learn from their Christmas gifts to one another, as well as Kim and Khloe's splurges are, or what they are when ordering fast food. And then finally, our OMT story of the day. Larsa Pippen is back, giving her take on the Kim and Kanye divorce speculations. And it's not what you'd expect from Larsa at this point. So stick around. You don't want to miss any of that. It's a thick Thursday, Courtney. Are you ready?
Girl, you know I'm ready. It's time for me to pour.
All right, let's do it.
Alex.
Yes.
Can I say hi to somebody? I want to say hi to all of the after watchers. You know, some people are like working in the morning or maybe they work at night, depending on where you are in the world. So whether you're watching us after work, before work, during your afternoon or evening cuppa, hello.
Hello. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Bam.
And shout out to Coffee Bean, any Coffee Bean lovers. I also want to shout out Slate of Anne, who is having an amazing hair day today. And I could not relate to that statement more because we know how our days change and we have a great hair day. Today is not my best, but, you know, they come and they go. So I appreciate that as well.
Silly.
So cheers to her.
Cheers! Shout out to the Coffee Bean too, Alex. Non-spawns, but their Vietnamese cold brew is it, and also a warmed up twice blueberry muffin is mwah, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. All right, so let's get into it. We kick off the show with You Missed It. These are all the stories you may have missed overnight. Don't worry, Courtney and I handle all the trending tea for you, and we're giving you some Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news. Well, with Erica Jane. She's getting into deeper and deeper trouble as more information comes out surrounding her embezzlement charges. Apparently, Erica's position on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is starting to come under question as the publicity around her worsens. Speaking to David Yontef on his podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope, former castmate Dana Wilkie opened up about where she believes the producers of Housewives are in terms of Erica's position on the show. So Dana said this, quote, "They could definitely say, you know, we've decided, but I don't think they would ever not use her. They would just use her up to a certain point, and then all of a sudden she'd be like gone, right? I mean, that's what would happen. They wouldn't just like forget like the 10 episodes they shot already. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't do that." So Dana went on to say that she believes that Erica may have had some involvement in her husband's embezzlement scheme and that the divorce they started before the news broke may have been an attempt at Erica trying to distance herself from the situation before she got caught up in a lawsuit, which of course makes sense. Do you guys think that Erica is involved in this? And what do you think of Dana's comments? And do you remember who Dana was?
Alex and T-Trap, for those of y'all that have never seen a Real Housewives anything in your life, just know that the person that is giving all of this information is someone that was in like 2 scenes of this show. She's literally known for going, "You like my sunglasses? They're like $25,000. And somehow she knows everything about the show. No, shout out to Dana. Because girl, if I could get, you know, a couple podcast interviews off of being in one scene, girl, longevity.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Erica Jane is involved, Alex, in this embezzlement, but I do think that the timing of all of this is rather sketchy. The divorce, the something needed to stay on the show, it all is a little bit fishy, no?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I also think that I do agree with Dana at a point that, you know, Erica Jane is a big part of the show and the cast. So I agree that they wouldn't just get rid of, you know, the 10 episodes she has shot. They will keep her until legally they can no longer have her on the show. But it only helps, you know, the storyline adding this layer and drama of her life. You know, this is her real life. And that's what they try to portray, their real lives on the show. They are this kind of dramatic, each of their lives, that they can have a show. So it only helps her case. When it comes to being involved in it, I think we need more information. I think we'll learn more as it comes out. But I do think that her kind of filing for divorce and separating, she knew it was coming. Or something was coming.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and I feel like, girl, you know more about this than I do. Why would this even be a big deal? Because didn't Teresa and Joe do some sort of weird paperwork moving, and then they got locked up as well? Great
point. You know, the Real Housewives franchise has only kind of capitalized on, you know, legal troubles like this. You know, they use it to their benefit at some point for entertainment. So yeah, it's not gonna kind of ruin her chances of being on the show. I think it only helps.
She just like locked herself in for about 2.5 more seasons. She'll be a friend on the last one before she finally decides she's good. But right. Yeah, I definitely think this helped her more than hurt in terms of the show.
Yes. All right. Well, speaking of shows, Selena Gomez is finally back with a new season of her HBO show, Selena and Chef. Get those crowns in the chat, Selenators, because posting to her social media yesterday, Selena gave fans a sneak peek at what they can expect from the second season of the quarantine cooking show. Selena said in a statement posted online, quote, "Season 2 is bringing so much more to the table. Amazing chefs who I had a blast filming with, delicious new recipes, more of me accidentally setting things on fire. I hope you guys watch the premiere on the 21st and come cook up some great stuff with me. I love you guys. You're all the best, and I'll see you in my kitchen." So her first season included grandparents, famous chefs from around the world, and even a FaceTime from none other than Taylor Swift, as we know. So We have a lot of Selena coming soon between the show, the music she's been working on at home, and then the show she just started filming in New York. We saw her for Hulu, Only Murders in the Building. So Selena and Chef season 2 comes out January 21st. It's right around the corner. Courtney, I think I already know this answer. T-Tribe, are you excited for this new season? Tell me.
Alex, I'm very, very, very excited for this. I know that, we love Selena Gomez here, but this is probably my own, like, selfish, personal favorite thing that Selena Gomez has done on camera. I don't know what it is. I really like it. And I want to see her in this upcoming season do, like, more wild and intricate things. Like, the wilder, the weirder, the quirkier, the better. I want to see her, I don't know, do something with a caviar. I want to see her do something. Girl, make a wedding cake out of an egg. Girl, do whatever you got to do from something that's a different country. It's interesting and fun and entertaining to watch her struggle a little bit because you can tell she's honestly doing her best. This is something to look forward to.
I think that's a good idea. I think, when we're all at home and we don't have access to maybe all the groceries we need, we have to get creative in the kitchen. So it'd be cool to kind of see her like cooking at home during a pandemic when you don't have every ingredient you need. That would be a cool layer to it. So I'm excited.
Like a challenge.
Like a challenge. Season 2 is only going to get better. I don't know how much it can get better having a FaceTime from Taylor, but maybe Taylor will be in person on the show. That's what we're looking for, right?
With a fresh nose swab, girl. Taylor said, I'm ready to enter the kitchen.
With a fresh nose swab.
No, because you got to get the COVID test, girl. You got to get a little swab.
That's all we need.
I want to say shout out to Cass because Cass is saying, hi, Alex and Courtney. Thank you for always making my day better. Love to you both. Hey, Cass. We love you. You laugh. Thank you.
Thank you. You're so sweet. All right. Listen to this next news. It's pretty funny, but let's just get it straight. Cardi B is not pregnant. Fans got confused after the rapper posted this photo to her Instagram page showing Offset getting handsy with her derriere. Cardi was obviously feeling herself to post a pic of her husband grabbing her butt. However, the fans thought Offset was putting his hands on her pregnant belly. How Cardi would have suddenly become that pregnant without anyone finding out beats me, but fans were doing double takes. Cardi didn't understand either, tweeting out, quote, not me posting a picture on Instagram of Set grabbing my ass cheek, and people in the comments thinking he's touching a pregnant belly. At least she knows that fans were excited about Culture getting a little sibling. Did you get fooled by Cardi's photo to Courtney and T-Tribe?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I surely did when I saw the photo. Like, I read the article that clearly was saying, Cardi's not pregnant. And then I went, oh my God, but are you sure? Like, as I quickly looked, it was so quick that I looked at it and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So, girl, it's about perspective and how quick your eyeballs are moving. I don't know, Alex. That one definitely got me, though.
You know what? I saw the photo and I remember that flower. Like, I just remember her. This is how much we know about Cardi's body, that I remember the tattoo, and it didn't catch me. Also, if Cardi was pregnant, I feel like we would kind of be talking about it up until this point. There'd be rumors, there'd be pictures, there'd be things out there in the media. So we haven't really talked about that at all. But I understand why the hand on the top, because we know every girl knows that pose. Once you get pregnant, you gotta do the pregnant pose, get the best angles. So I see why fans kind of, and you, one of them, not or being confused by it, but I also I remember that flower, so I was able to say no. I think that's another body part.
But I know that cheek.
I know that cheek from anywhere.
I recognize that cheek.
Okay, well, speaking of something cheeky, Did you like that? Gwen Stefani spoke with Jimmy Fallon earlier this week about her engagement to Blake Shelton, opening up about the feelings she had surrounding it. While on The Tonight Show, Gwen told Jimmy about how she had started wondering what was going on in Blake and her's relationship right before he popped the question. Starting to question where they were going makes sense. The two had been together for 5 years at that point. So Gwen went on to talk about how Blake proposed, saying, quote, "My brother was trying to cook a hobo stew at home at the time, so he was like, we got to get back. It's going to burn." And my son was like, "I got to go to the bathroom." Nobody wanted to be there, and out of nowhere, Blake just had this ring that was like in a cabinet. When I opened it, I was like, "Oh, get the fire starter." And then I opened the ring box and was like, "Are you serious?" Now, the only thing Gwen wishes had gone differently was that it hadn't happened during a pandemic. She said that while she is super excited to get married, extending the engagement to accommodate everything happening with COVID was very frustrating. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you think of Blake's proposal and kind of his seeming perfect timing? And also Gwen's statement. I think that was like very relatable. Many women and men go through kind of this period where they're like, is this happening or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And first of all, congrats to Gwen and Blake. Hi, Gabby. Gabby said, "Oh no, not Gwen and Blake, not their biggest fan." Good morning, Gabby. Congrats to them. Interesting story, Alex. And I want to ask you and T-Tribe, and you don't have to be specific, obviously. Is there like a certain or right way that y'all would want to be proposed to? Or like, is there a right way or is there a completely wrong way? If y'all would rather answer that. What's like the number one, like, don't you dare, don't, like my thing is, don't put it in a cake. Cause my big ass, girl, I'ma eat it. Girl, I'ma eat it. Don't spend no coin. She's gonna be in the intestine. Don't you do it. What's like a wrong way, a wrong engagement for y'all?
I want it big, massive, big. Marching band, airplane. I mean, the bigger, the better. That's what I want for me. So if it's small, that's the wrong way.
I hear that, Alex. I hear that.
I hear you with the cake too. I don't know about that. I don't want to get dirty. I don't want that on my ring. You know? Like, you want
the cute picture after too, girl. You want that bling, 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 like Nene said. You got cake on it?
Down my hand, I have cake all over my face. Can you imagine?
No, because it will be in my stomach, so I can't imagine, Alex, because I would have eaten it.
I'm looking at McCole in the chat who says, "Don't email or text it." Could you?
Now, McCole, who is going to do that? Because they ain't going to have no husband or no wife. I tell you that.
No
Lady Joy is saying, don't do it on a birthday or a holiday. And I agree with that as well, Alex. Because you don't want to ruin Christmas or Valentine's Day.
Yes. All right. Well, now that we got it covered, what is Wesley saying? Imagine if when Alex gets to that moment, her wedding ring is hidden in a golf ball. Hey,
that's cute.
That is kind of cute. But if I'm hitting the golf ball and then it breaks the diamond, that's not going to be cute.
It needs to be, Alex, you need to hit into the hole, right? And then your man go and get the ball out the hole and do a switcheroo and give it back to you. And then all of a sudden you see that there's a split, girl, and it just crack open and there's the ring. And then, girl, confetti's. Tiger Woods coming down off the ladder. Girl, I'm somewhere in the bushes going, yes! Just far in the distance because I don't want to ruin it. I'm going, yes! Me and the T-Tribe. Yes, girl, I'm here for that. That's a scene, y'all. That's a scene.
That's a scene, and that's what I want. So that's big. If Tiger's making an appearance, I mean, I don't even have to like it. Even if I don't love them, I'm going. We're getting married. Just kidding. All right. Well, enough about my fake engagement. Let's move on to a real engagement. Ariana Grande in love with Dalton Gomez. So, of course, you know, they recently got engaged and very in love, but some of Ariana's friends are worried. News broke that the two were dating back in February of 2020 and then confirmed their relationship in Ariana and Justin Bieber's music video, Stuck With You, in May. At the end of December, Ariana shared a series of photos on her Instagram page showing off her new engagement ring and letting the world know that she was engaged. So friends are happy for the couple, but are also worried that things are going fast after only 9 months. Sources tell ET, quote, "They're very in love right now, but friends think the engagement was somewhat rushed and are skeptical that the relationship will ultimately be short-lived." So with Ariana's kind of, rocky track record with relationships, especially engagements, what do you think of this new whirlwind romance with Dalton Gomez?
Alex, honestly, I am happy for Ariana, right? I'm happy for her that she has found someone to make her happy. But I don't discredit the friends because they know Ariana better than we do in terms of outside looking in, right? I guess the question really here is like, as a friend, right? Let's not even play Ariana. We're playing the friend. How far do we go with our friends, all of us, T-Tribe 2, in letting them know, hey, that was really fast? How do you even tell Ariana, like, girl, well, that was mighty fast? How you tell Ariana Grande with all 7 of her rings? Are you one of the 7 ring holders? Let's say we're one of the 7 ring holders, and we're like, girl, we know you bought me this Tiffany, and she's still bling blinging, but this was really fast. How do you word that, Alex?
Yeah, I think at the point of engagement, it's really, really difficult. You can't bring that up. You have to be happy and supportive. Even if you think that inside, you have to be the bigger person until Ariana, or my friend, your friend, brings that up to you. That's when you can come in personally, in my opinion, and be like, you know what? If she says, or the person that got engaged, was this a little fast? I think that's when you can come in as a friend and be like, you know what? I think that, it takes time to build a foundation for marriage. However, I will say that this relationship, in defense of it, began in quarantine. I have a friend that started a relationship in quarantine as well. There are no distractions. There are no going to the bar, texting, your significant other, and they're not answering, and a huge fight starts. Or, there's no, oh, you like that person's, well, I guess the Instagram photo may be happening, but the normal kind of things that happen in a relationship, a lot of those distractions aren't happening because people aren't going out and doing things and making time. So relationships in quarantine have fully gone, all the way because of, in my opinion, that's kind of what I've learned. So no one's in the relationship. Only the 2 people involved can really decide whether it's rushed or not. And at this point, it's just be happy.
Yeah, I think that's all they can really do at this point is just sort of, smile along with it. And like you said, you don't want to go and kick the door down. But if they open it a little bit and go, what do you think? Then you still respectfully, you say, well, girl, I ain't gonna lie. That's how I say it. I ain't gonna lie. But I was thinking, girl, when you put that up on Instagram, I said, no, that was mighty fast. I might say it like that and play it off. And then, girl, you run with it and see where you go with it.
That everyone is different. People, we're all different people. So the way one person kind of goes through the process of falling in love versus another person is different. Personally, I'm a little guarded. I take longer to kind of trust the relationship and learn about someone and figure out this is the person for me. I have friends that dive right in 2 months in love. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Everybody's different.
Everyone's different. T-Tribe, of course, we see you chatting it up in the chat about this, but let us know. How would you kind of tell a friend the engagement or something was too fast if you wanted to?
I think I saw Tiny Media. I didn't mean to call you out, Tiny Media, and it's not a drag, just prefacing. But I think I saw Tiny Media say up in the chat, we don't want Ariana to repeat history. Y'all are best.
Perfect. Right on time. Oh man. Well, wish them the best. Hope this is her, one and only, because she deserves love. All right. Lasting love, everlasting love. Okay, let's move on to some music news because as we all wait for Drake's new album, Certified Lover Boy, to drop, we're getting more information about new music from the rapper. So DJ Academics took to Twitter yesterday to tell fans that he had heard about an upcoming project from Drake and Meek Mill, although it is unclear if the project is for Drake's album or Meek Mill's follow-up album. So he tweeted out, quote, "I heard Drake and Meek in Bahamas shooting the music video. Heard that content will soon forward." So Drake and Meek working together will be the first time the two have partnered on a project since Meek's single Going Bad. Before that, the rappers had been publicly feuding up until 2018. Of course, we remember that. So Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you think of this news about Drake and Meek kind of collaborating? How do you feel?
To be fair, the Meek Mill part of it is kind of like meh for me, but I am Drake because I feel like even now, Drake and Meek working together is still attention grabbing. And for whatever reason, I just have a really good feeling about, and y'all have heard me say this before, I have a really good feeling about this upcoming era for Drake. They're in the Bahamas, girl. This sounds like we're about to get an upbeat bop. And you know how I feel about something I could shake these hips to. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, if they're making music in the Bahamas, you know they're feeling good. They're creating good. At the end of the day, we just want, some hits to listen to. It also shows me that Drake, like you said on the show a few days ago, or maybe it was last week, that he's taking his time on this album. So it's going to be good. We're going to get some surprises that we may not know about. And I'm just kind of ready for at least Drake's album to drop.
I need Drake, I need Adele, and I need Ree. That's not it, but those three just came to my mind back to back. That's what we need.
And Kelly Clarkson, because we know Adele and
I'm hearing Adele and Beyonce work together. That's what I'm hearing, girl. That's just a rumor. That's the tea, girl.
Wait. So yesterday, I was in the car and someone like you came on, and I belted it at the top of my lungs, as I do when any Adele song comes on. And then I got to thinking that exact thought, like, oh my gosh, Adele has been in the studio. She just went through something tragic. Like, we are going to get these ballads, these belting ballads. Her next album is going to be iconic. So I'm so ready for it. And then I thought about Kelly Clarkson, who's also...
It's going to be a splash of R&B, I think, Alex. That's the feeling I'm getting.
Ooh,
how Ariana went full on R&B for Positions? I think we're going to get a little bit of that on Adele's album. Just keep that, bookmark that, T-Tribe. Hold on to that. Okay. I really think so.
Well, speaking of albums, listen to this. Lauryn Hill recently opened up about her debut studio album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, for Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums podcast. And she talks about why she never made a follow-up album. So one of the most influential albums of all time, The Miseducation, is a classic, and hearing Lauryn's insights into it, making it is an incredible, fascinating listen. So when asked about why it is singular, Lauryn said this, quote, "The wild thing is no one from my label has ever called me and asked, how can we help you make another album? Ever, ever. Did I say ever? Ever. With The Miseducation, there was no precedent. I was, for the most part, free to explore, experiment, and express." She goes on to say that one of the factors that led her to never being a sophomore attempt following The Miseducation was related to how ahead of its time the album was. The album addresses societal issues such as systemic racism head on, something that was just not done at the time of release. Lauryn said of the project, quote, "I think my intention was simply to make something that made my foremothers and forefathers in music and social and political struggle know that someone received what they'd sacrificed to give us, and to let my peers know that we could walk in that truth proudly and confidently." So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what did you think of this interview for Rolling Stone's Greatest Albums project, and how has Lauryn Hill's music kind of impacted you, or this album specifically?
Alex, firstly, I just want to say I'm so glad that we're talking about this today because The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is such a powerful and iconic project, and we've all kind of had, well, not everybody, obviously, not everybody knows or is a fan of Lauryn Hill, but a lot of people have always kind of wondered, like, where's the follow-up? Where's the, we need more iconic music from Lauryn Hill. She has so many great messages to spread. And it's always just been, we hear about tax problems, and we hear about Lauryn Hill is late to a set, and we hear about Lauryn Hill says she's going to do this, and then it doesn't happen. So it's good to know that at least when it comes to having a follow-up to the miseducation, she can sort of place a little bit of blame on the label. I'm sure that album made money over money over money over money, Alex. So why didn't the label want to invest in her a second time? You know what I mean? And if you're having tax problems, then it might be difficult for you to do it independently,
Yeah, I think there may be something to say or speak to with her point that the album may have been ahead of its time. And at that point, it could have been too controversial for what the record label wanted to promote. Not that it's right or anything or defending it. I'm just saying that at that time, maybe it was too much. And but at the end of the day, she's very, very talented. I mean, all of her music. I just, in the article, I had like Everything is Everything. I started just going through a playlist this morning of some of her music, and it just brought me back. Of course, Killing Me Softly when she performed, with the Fugees, all-time favorite. I just want more from her in general. So maybe this kind of conversation that she had on the podcast will spark something in her to, release another album. So,
and I hope so, Alex. Wesley's saying in the chat, he's saying right now, I think it would be a perfect time for another Lauryn Hill album. And especially, Wesley, with everything going on in the world, you couldn't have said it better. Come on, Wesley, on the Thursday. Yes.
Serena's saying we need a Lauryn Hill music. Robin is saying same. I never understood why there was no follow-up album. Amanda always loved her and Erykah Badu. Oh, Erykah Badu. Another great artist. Yes. Well, let's stay tuned. Maybe we'll hear from Lauryn Hill in 2021. Right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, well, someone we are going to hear from is going to hear from. Miley Cyrus is already dropping hints at her next project, and she has some big names in the works. Speaking to the UK's Capital FM, Miley teased some upcoming collabs she has in the works with Elton John, Yo-Yo Ma, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The collaborations are part of an upcoming Metallica covers album Miley plans to release as a group project with these other musicians. She said of the project, quote, "I mean, having Elton John and Metallica and me, I love when ingredients don't quite fit, or it seems like a concoction that no one would ever put together. And you got to have someone like the song's producer, Andrew Watt, that will take that risk." So Miley has already shown her interest in dipping her toes in the hard rock style of music with her latest album, Plastic Hearts. We spoke about this many times on the show, Courtney, of her kind of transitioning into that genre. So what do you think of this news of the whole kind of Metallica covers album and all these huge names attached to it? Are you excited?
Here's the thing. Here's what gets me excited about the whole entire thing. I love unexpected music collabs. I know, shocker. Unexpected music collabs are my thing. So Miley Cyrus and Elton John working together, period, is already like having me like, oh my God, what are they gonna give? Then they're giving Metallica. I'm like very curious, very interested to see what this is going to sound like. Alex, I don't know if you remember specifically, but there was a time, this is what it reminds me of, right? It reminds me of Jay-Z and Linkin Park. You remember, girl, back in the day? When they did the crossover. This is what it kind of reminds me of. Not exactly the same, but I just love when people I don't think of working together, work together. Like, we need like Enya and Barbra Streisand or something like that. Like, just random like music collaboration. So I'm excited for this. And you know what? I think it also shows how versatile Miley is as an artist. I'm a fan of her leaning into the rock arena. It's suiting her well thus far. So, girl, #1 rock album in the world, you should be covering Metallica. Lean into it. Focused.
I think it's incredible. I mean, her and Elton John alone, I just can't wait to see this. And I agree with what you said. Those kinds of collaborations that you don't expect are some of the reasons why I enjoy the Billboard Music Awards, the American Music Awards, the Grammys. They do a lot of that, collaborations. They put two performers on stage from, different genres and create something magical. So I absolutely appreciate this. I love that Miley's, it only makes sense to kind of kick off that transition, with Metallica, like a Metallica cover album. It only makes sense,
Like, we're going to see Elton in some leather if they perform it, girl.
What kind of
He's going to have fire, girl.
He's going to have fire glasses.
Yes. I'm here for it.
The outfits. I am so excited. I'm ready for it. So this is some cool news for sure. All right. Let's get into our favorite family. Courtney, I'm here, but I can't get in the gate. Beep, beep. We got to talk about our Kardashian time. Let's do it.
If you guys are ready for all of the tea from behind the Kardashian gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Kardashian Tea Time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just me.
Okay, so listen to this news. If Kim and Kanye truly are getting a divorce, as we've heard through all the reports, they decided to go out in style. So TMZ is reporting that the couple spent around $1 million on each other over the holidays. Kanye is quoted as having purchased 5, not 1, 5 new 2021 Maybach cars for Kim. Kim, not to be outdone, apparently bought Kanye several pieces of James Turrell artwork, which he is known to be a fan of, after using the artist's work in his Sunday services in the past. The couple did spend Christmas together, despite Kanye being missing from Kim's holiday photos she posted this year. Rumors continue to swirl around Kim and Kanye, and until there is a definite statement made by the celebs directly, this news will continue to gain traction, of course. So, do you think that there are any hints to be gleaned from Kim and Kanye's holidays as to where the marriage is headed? Or do you think that this was just kind of like their final hurrah?
I think that this was the final hurrah. I'm also kind of surprised that we don't have a statement, like a direct, complete, fleshed out statement from Kim yet. Do you think we're going to get one after the show today?
No, I think it's going to take a little time, because there are some reports that are still saying they are working through marriage counseling. This isn't final. I mean, there are many conflicting reports as to whether or where this relationship stands. So until we get kind of a statement from them, which I don't know if we're going to get anytime soon.
Girl, I think that's done. $1 million, girl. I think that's the farewell, the parting. This is the future Sweet 16 gift for the babies. Like, here's my last grand gesture, and now hopefully we can go our separate ways and peacefully.
I agree. I think there's still a lot of love there, and this was more about the children and kind of showing peace between the two parents. However, I will say, I just want to play devil's advocate for a second. I know people that have been so in love, and I, probably have been there myself at times, where someone can do something so horrible to you that you cannot move on. And, I think I would take a stand at a certain point, but I understand that. And maybe that's something she's still struggling with. Like, I do still love this person. This man is the father of my children. Yes, he did a lot of wrong that I am forever changed. But can we still make this work? Do you think that is something going through her head? Or do you think she is just done?
Alex, I think that, first of all, let me say that I agree with you, firstly. I also think that love is so powerful Well, let me just say that love is very powerful, period.
Mhm.
And then you also have to couple in the fact, right? Let's take the political drama out of it and let's
Right.
focus on Kim as someone who is in love with Kanye West, understands that there, more than likely, speculation, not confirmation, is a mental health something potentially going
Right.
on. How
Right.
do you pull yourself together to leave the man that helped you create this family, but is also the biggest liability to the businesses and brand that are helping fund the family and creating the life of the family? Imagine her sitting in the all white bedroom, the boudoir girl, all alone, face in palms at the end of the very sterile bed that we probably won't see until 2075, and she's just sitting there, face in palms, long ponytail to the floor, and she's really trying to think what matters more, keeping my family
Right.
together or having the family together but ultimately imploding down the line. She's got to think about her children first, and I'm sure that she
Right.
does.
Yeah, and Courtney, another report I read was that the issue is that Kanye, which we've heard before, doesn't want to take medication for his bipolar disorder. And that could be something that's holding her back. Like, maybe I can just, obviously he's struggling, he needs help. Maybe I can just convince him through this counseling to get the help he needs in order to keep this family together. Maybe that's a conversation that's going on. And she's just hoping that it'll happen. And that's what's holding her back. There's many layers. And
Yes, ma'am.
as I said many times, only the two people involved know what's going on. But I do not think we're going to get a statement anytime soon. It may get to the point where they're forced into a statement. You know what I mean? If this, which happens sometimes in entertainment.
Alex, do you remember off the top of your head, Chris was on Ellen recently? How recent was that?
Oh, that was like maybe November, December, or maybe last month.
She ain't do. And that's why they went. Chris went. Now Chris don't got to go back and talk about it for a very long time. You get what I'm saying? She knew that this was going to happen, Chrissy. And she made sure to go see the one person that was going to ask her all them questions before the bomb dropped. Y'all see how she did it? Woo! Yeah. See how Chrissy cleared us, y'all? Chrissy ain't giving us no tea because Ellen would have got it. Ellen would have got it, Alex. She made sure to go see Miss Ellen and give Ellen her blessing. Okay, girl, do well in your season. Look, I'm here. Don't hate Ellen, y'all. And now we don't have to hear from nobody until they decide. It's on their time now.
Right. I mean, that's a good point. But I don't know. Really, I just want everyone involved to be happy because this is not healthy. Whatever is going on is not healthy for anyone. And that's what's most important. It's just not good. So on to some lighter news about Kim and Khloe that we found circulating the media yesterday. The Kardashians are definitely known for keeping themselves as camera ready as possible. They're human at the end of the day and will splurge sometimes. So in a recent article on Mashable, Kim and Khloe's favorite KFC orders were revealed. The important things we talk about on the morning tea. So you might think that a Los Angeles staple like In-N-Out would be the craving of a choice for the Cali girls, but if they aren't waiting in line for the famous burgers, they go in for the chicken instead. So insiders revealed about Khloe that she orders the grilled chicken with corn and beans. Her reasoning, quote, "Grilled chicken is your friend at KFC. The fried options literally add hundreds of calories to the same serving size." So Kim, however, keeps it real. The tried and true classics of fried chicken with a biscuit and honey. She once admitted on her app, quote, "Fast food is definitely one of my guilty pleasures. I go very rarely, but oh my God, I love it so much when I decide to indulge." So Courtney, what do you think of these KFC orders and what's your KFC order is the most important part of this story?
I'm sitting here, Alex, just imagining what everyone's faces looked like as we went from so passionate and deeply discussing Kim and Kanye's marriage to Chloe and Kim put the K in KFC, y'all.
Let's just say that these are the spectrums of entertainment news. We go from very, very difficult stories about relationships and breakups all the way to what is Kim and Chloe's KFC order. And that's why I love entertainment, because it covers everything. Right?
Well, let me answer your question. First of all, Alex, I have never tried KFC's grilled chicken. So honestly, I feel like I mean, I'm going to Kentucky Fried Chicken, not KGC. You get what I'm saying? But shout out to her. What I like to get is I get me a KFC mash bowl that comes with, the mashed potatoes, gravy, cheese, chicken, corn, the works. And then this is the hot tip, y'all. Y'all know I gave y'all my Chick-fil-A tip over on my channel, but this is the KFC tip. You have to, at the window, ask your good Samaritan for some BBQ sauce, and you drizzle her, get two. Drizzle her, y'all, and just whip that on up, girl. Goodness in every bite. What you get from KFC, girl?
So, when I was young, my mom would pick up like the 8-piecer, the 12-piecer. Like she didn't feel like cooking dinner that night. She'd get some, some for the family, but it was always the fried chicken, of course. That's, what you crave when you're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I do appreciate, Chloe's got revenge body. She's got her health kicks. So grilled chicken makes sense. But I'm going for the fried as well. I want to shout out Keisha in the chat who says, is this sponsored? I don't think they'd give this info freely. No, KFC is not sponsoring the morning tea, but if they wanted to sponsor the morning tea, we would take it because we both love
absolutely
a little fried chicken and mash, right?
Yes, and Alex, I do want to make it known, this is how you know it's not sponsored. I really was very much into KFC for a very long time until they decided to discontinue cornbread. And then, girl,
yes.
My participation at KFC dropped by like 75%. Also, T-Tribe, this is what we're doing right now. Tell us in the chat right now. KFC or Popeyes. Go as quickly as you can. KFC or Popeyes. Tell us now.
KFC, not a question. Not a question. I don't even think I've eaten at Popeyes. Fun fact.
I think I like both, but I think overall I enjoy Popeyes more. But I've been to KFC way more, but I enjoy Popeyes more.
I think I need to make a new stop. A new drive.
Yes, girl. The fries with the Mardi Gras mustard, girl. Girl, the fries with the Mardi Gras mustard. Girl.
Let's see. Oh, Slade Van is saying Popeyes. Oh my God, they're going crazy.
Oh, we got some kernels in the chat today.
Yeah, it is. You all are making me very hungry. I could use a biscuit. And I do like Kim's order. Fried chicken and then a biscuit and honey to kind of for dessert. I appreciate that.
A little sweet and savory.
Sweet and savory. That's what it's all about. Okay, let's get into our own tea story of the day because we're talking about Larsa Pippen again. After her bombshell accusations were revealed on the Hollywood Raw podcast, our buddies, the beginning of November, sending waves throughout the celebrity space, Larsa Pippen has decided to keep to herself about the news regarding Kim and Kanye's possible divorce. So speaking to Hollywood Life, sources close to Larsa say that she's focusing on herself in 2021. She said, quote, Larsa plans on staying in her own lane and staying out of other people's drama in 2021. She's been too busy working on her Larsa Marie jewelry line, spending time with friends and family, and she isn't focused on other people's lives. Kim and Kanye's relationship has nothing to do with her, and she's making a point to mind her own business. So the sources went on to say that Larsa wants to start writing her own coattails instead of Kim's. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, do you think that there's any truth to Larsa wanting to become independent of the Kar-Jenner name?
I'm very skeptical of Larsa right now, Alex, because my mind goes back to the mess and chaos that she was creating um, back in the fall-ish, near the
Yeah.
winter. And it makes me feel like, first of all, y'all, there's no doubt in my mind. This is my own personal speculation, not confirmation. There's no doubt in my mind that Larsa knew that Kim and Kanye were going to be divorced, right? That's your close friend, that's your good Judy, what have you. So why would you go and tell the world that Kanye was calling you at all hours of the night? It just doesn't look good, Alex. And
Right.
also, T5, do we think that Larsa can carry her own brand and still remain as possible, like not as possible, as popular and accessible and as everything as she wants us to believe that she is? Because I don't believe so. I didn't know Larsa Pippen existed before this job. So
Larsa was on the Real Housewives of Miami. So for Real Housewives fans, she probably received, a fan base through that. She's also married to NBA player Scottie Pippen, so I'm sure there's fans throughout that. But a lot of, at least Kardashian fans, know her as, a close friend of the family. So I understand her wanting, as just a person, a human in general, to be independent of that. However, I think it's going to be difficult to kind of escape that because, first off, with most recently, the scandal and everything, and her kind of putting out there that Kanye didn't like her being friends with the family. I mean, it's just gotten very, very messy. So I also love that within the quote, the source kind of plugs her new jewelry line. So she's really trying to kind of be independent of that, but still kind of get her name out there. So
I don't think, when I think of Larsa, I don't think of all of those extra brands and jewelry. I think about Man Stealer and Kardashians. You know what I mean? I don't think about those extras, I don't even want to say good luck to her because I feel like if she were really friends with Kim and Kanye and the family, she would have never did what she did and said the things that she said. So what I will say is we will have to see. And also, even though I personally doubt it, I wonder if Kim and Larsa will reunite once the divorce is finalized down the line, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm interested to kind of see where their relationship goes. But you and I spoke about it before we went live. It's kind of like that ship has sailed because it's gotten too messy. And once you break that trust with someone and they speak about you publicly in a, poor taste, that's not a friend. That's not a friend.
That's the one, Alex. That's the one. You could say, if we're in the same room and we arguing like Real Housewives, you could call me. Well, you can't call me whatever you want. But I would prefer that we just hash it out on my glamorous sectional, get it all out, clear the air, what have you. But once you start telling them, and by them I mean the internet, the media, what have you, girl, I might as well. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, put the stake through the heart, girl. Dust to dust. Good night. Because it's
you want that to be known once you say something publicly. Because I can't even imagine, even not that I have really any enemies, thankfully, but even someone that I really, really despise, I would never say, something poorly about them in the pub. You just be better. And I do understand defending yourself and wanting to get your side of the story out there. I understand that part of it. There's a way to go about it. And I don't think she aired out all the dirty laundry too much to kind of come back from that.
I think, not to be messy, this is not me trying to be messy, but wow, in terms of the contrast of Jordan leaving the Kardashian gates and Larsa leaving the Kardashian gates, who was really the friend in hindsight? Yeah. No matter how you feel about Jordan and Tristan's situation, at the end of the day, it never got disrespectful on Jordan's end. It should have. If I were Jordan, it would be nothing but ponytails laying across my Calabasas yard. I promise you that.
And the last one I want to bring up, Courtney, is that isn't this a little hypocritical that she doesn't want to get involved or talk about Kim and Kanye's divorce when, in fact, the whole scandal that happened could have furthered kind of their separation, right? Like she could have had something to do with it, or only progress it. Not that she is the sole reason. Of course, they've had their own issues, but come on.
My thing is this: anybody that would take part in ruining a marriage and family was never your friend. And shout out to Travis. Travis is saying, Larsa, honey, you need to calm down. Bam. And Travis, shout out to you. And I agree. Taylor Swift said it best. Bam. You need to calm down. So.
All right. Well, on that note, that's the show, T-Tribe. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow for Shambong Friday to have a little champagne and spill some celebrity tea, of course. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe so we can bring you the morning tea every single morning. Courtney, if they want more of you, where can they find you after the show?
If you want more of me after the tea, of course, you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And I also have my own individual YouTube channel. Just take my name right there, type it up top. It all comes up. Where can they find you, Schiffman?
You can find me on all social media, just like my name, at Alex Schiffman, right there. And on that note, Courtney, it's time to wash this tea off our hands. Everyone stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Alrighty, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's into man. You better wash your hands. Yes, man. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.